Hey guys, I'm Jack with G Wagon Overlanding, and today we're going to talk about lifting your Mercedes G Wagon. In this video, we're going to primarily focus on the 463 chassis, but this does also apply to the 460 and 461 chassis, as all three of these chassis are solid axle front and rear. For the 463A and the 465 chassis who have an independent front suspension, the information would be slightly different on those models, so if you have a newer chassis, feel free to follow along, but note that this information doesn't necessarily apply for your vehicle. We'll be sure to make a video for your chassis separately, and you can watch that one. For the solid axle guys, let's get into it. When you're lifting your solid axle truck, there's two main ways that we like to do it. One is using a spring spacer, and two is using a coil lift spring. Now, there is one way that we like to do it over another, but we'll let you make the decision on what's best for your needs. The first option is using a spring spacer like this one. This is our JWO 40mm spring spacer. 40 millimeters is equivalent to 1.6 inches, and that's going to come into play later. We make these out of polyurethane. You might see them made out of other compounds or rubbers. And what you do is you add this on top of whatever springs on your truck now, and it's going to give you the designated lift from where your truck currently stands. So with this being a 40mm spring spacer, you're going to get 40 millimeters or approximately 1.6 inches of lift to your truck when you put this on from where your truck currently stands. It's important to note that where your truck currently stands is more than likely not where it stood when it came from the factory. Mercedes chose to make the non-AMG models slightly taller than the AMG models. If you took a G500 and a G55 and you put them side by side, it would be likely that the non-AMG model is about a ½ inch all the way up to an inch taller. For easy math, we're going to say that the non-AMG models are about 0.75 or 3/4 of an inch taller than the AMG models in general. Mercedes did do this intentionally, as they wanted the AMG models to have a little bit more of a sporty feel and grip the road better with a lower center of gravity once the added horsepower and torque were put in with the AMG engine. This is all really good. However, there's two issues with that. One, many clients note that the AMG models are very stiff and they want to try to soften the ride. Oftentimes people want to change out the shocks, which can be a beneficial upgrade. However, we actually prefer to change out the springs and then pair with an appropriate shock as necessary. That's because the spring is the baseline of your ride, not the shock. The shock is the reactant to what the springs do. The springs feel the movement, and the shock is reacting to whatever the spring does. So, if you want to make the biggest improvement, changing the spring, not the shock, is going to be your best bet. However, again, changing the spring and the shock together is going to yield the best results as you're pairing them together with an appropriate match. Now, let's take a look at adding our 40mm spring spacer to a G55. If we add 1.6 inches of lift to the G55 and we put it next to a G500, all other things the same, we're only netting 0.85 inches or a little less than an inch of lift. So this brings us to our first dilemma. When someone says, how big of a tire can I run on my truck? It's going to depend a little bit AMG versus non-AMG. The AMG model is not going to be able to squeeze quite as much tire as a non-AMG would. As you can see, when you lift an AMG model with a 40mm spring spacer, you're not getting a full 1.6 inches of lift compared to what the non-AMG model would get. So the tire size you would use for an AMG model versus a non-AMG model is not necessarily going to be the same if we're talking about a spring spacer or using some form of a factory suspension. Now let's take a look at situation 2. Let's say that you've got a 2002 G500 with 150 to 200,000 miles on it. This is actually a pretty common scenario with clients we deal with. We do see clients who have even more mileage on their truck, but this actually seems to be somewhat of a sweet spot in this day and age. So, a 2002 G500 in the year 2025 is a 23-year-old truck. Over the course of that 23 years, your metal springs are going to sag over time and may even be broken. Assuming that they're only sagging and still somewhat usable, let's see what happens when we put a spring spacer on that. Over the course of that 23 years, we'll make an estimation that the springs may have sagged about an inch in that whole time. And this is the actual ride height of our truck right now, a whole inch shorter than it came from the factory. Now we add a 1.6 inch spring spacer, or the 40 millimeter spring spacer. And from our factory height, we're only getting 0.6 inches of lift. So it's very important that when we're talking about spring spacers, you understand that the lift you're getting is from the current height of your truck, not from the factory height of your truck. This is important because when you run a larger tire, we need to know how much taller your truck is than the factory height, not its current height. A spring spacer can be useful in a few different situations. One, for guys who have garage clearance situations where they want to make sure they get the exact amount of lift they can out of the truck without hitting their garage in their house or hitting a parking garage or any other type of low-hanging area. These spring spacers work well because we know exactly how much lift you're going to get from right now. Another situation where this is useful is for guys that are just getting into overlanding and off-roading and don't want to go crazy with a huge lift kit and instead would like to add just a little bit of lift and put some bigger tires on. We're here to help, and for each model, as you can see here, we can figure out what tire size your truck needs, and we encourage you to reach out to us directly to talk about your specific needs so we can get you set up the best we can. Of course, as you can see from the two situations we just laid out, as well as a few other things, there are some shortcomings, no pun intended, to the spring spacers. You're not going to get as much lift as claimed from the factory height. You're only getting it from the current height. You're going to be limited in what tire size you can get. You're going to be limited in changing the feel of your truck, and more than likely going to be with the exact same feel whether you like it or not. Another thing, when you're adding a spring spacer, because the spring is a block and not something that can expand, whenever you're going off-roading, you may limit the down travel and not get the full articulation and flex that you're really wanting out of your truck. So, for all those situations, let's talk about option 2, a coil lift spring. At Jack Wagon Overlanding, we currently manufacture 3 different spring options. One is our factory ride height springs, the second is our 2-inch lift spring, and the third is our 4-inch lift spring. Now with those, a factory height spring, we recommend the use of approximately a 31-inch tire. With a 2-inch spring, we recommend the use of approximately a 33-inch tire. And with a 4-inch lift, we recommend using approximately a 35-inch tire. These are our recommendations. They've been tried and true. We've been doing this quite a while. Some guys may read on a forum or may hear from a friend that, hey dude, you could squeeze a little bit bigger tire. That may be true, but it may not be. And tires aren't cheap, and neither are the wheels that you're choosing to slap those tires on. And if we can avoid making you buy 2 sets of tires, we like to do that. In our situation, it's better to be safe than sorry. The numbers I just laid out are tried and true setups, and we recommend you follow those as closely as possible. But by all means, it's your truck. If you want to push it, go for it. Just be prepared that anytime you go over what we're recommending, you become more and more likely to rub your tires in various places in your truck. Now let's get down to the fun part. Instead of using a spring spacer, let's lift our truck using a coil lift spring. In this particular situation, we'll talk about using a JWO 2-inch or 50 millimeter spring. The 2-inch lift range is a great starting lift height. We love to use this in guys that are doing some overlanding, light off-roading, on-road driving, and want to add a little bit bigger tire. We'd recommend a 33-inch and don't want to go too crazy on the additional parts needed. When you're lifting your truck 2 inches, the only things that are necessary are springs, shocks, an upgraded stabilizer, and potentially wheel spacers, which we'll cover in another video. The wheel spacers being used or not will be determined based on what wheels are on the truck. Whenever we go up, we like to go wide. That's why we use wheel spacers if we can't get the correct offset or back spacing in the wheels by themselves. But those things aside, with the 2-inch kit, how much lift are we going to get? All the Jack Wagon Overlanding suspension setups are based off of the factory ride height of a 2014 G550, specifically the Jack Wagon. The springs are the only part of the suspension that provide a lift on a standalone spring and shock setup. When you talk about a coilover strut setup, things change. But in this solid axle situation that uses standalone shocks and springs, the spring is the only thing that's giving the lift of the truck. And as said earlier, it's also the baseline feel of the ride. So it's very important that we understand what springs we're using. When we use a JWO 2-inch spring, we're gonna get 2 inches of lift from the starting factory height of a 2014 G550. Here's our G550, and we're gonna go up 2 inches. And this is the 2-inch lift. 2 inches beyond the G550 height. Now what do we do with the G63 or G55? Well, we actually go right to that same exact height. And the reason being is the height that you get from the lift is based off the way the springs react to the weight of your truck. With the G Wagon models all being vaguely the same weight, regardless of what model you have, you're going to get the same height of lift, and regardless of what items you add. If you add a bumper to a G500, or if you add a bumper to a G63, it will change the height, but it's gonna be the same change whether it's a G500 or a G63. So in this situation, when we put a new spring on the truck, all the trucks are gonna go to the same exact height. We like this because when you say, what size tire can I run? At a 2-inch lift kit, we can run a 33-inch tire. And we can do it regardless of which model it is. This we know. The other thing that's great about upgrading your springs is you're gonna have the ability to get more down travel. You're gonna have the ability to adjust the feel of your ride, and you're gonna be able to get some other benefits, such as minimizing torque steer, minimizing body roll, and minimizing the sag whenever you add weight to the rear of your truck. This is because the weight is fighting against the springs. With our JWO springs, we have a dual rated rear spring. It has both a soft and a stiff range. At ride height, the stiffer rate is active, which minimizes all those things we just talked about. Less body roll, less torque steer, and less sagging, because for the truck to move, it's gotta fight that heavy spring. Now, when we take the truck off-road and we expand the spring, the tighter coils, which are our softer range, now become active, and when we go off-road, we find more comfort and a more plush ride, much less jarring feel when you're going over washboard roads and different rocks, and an overall more comfortable ride there. With our JWO springs, we're able to combine the best of both worlds, getting a tight, controlled on-road feel, combined with a soft, plush, and long travel off-road feel. To note, our 2-inch springs are the longest springs of any 2-inch spring on the market, and our JWO 4-inch springs are the longest springs on the market altogether. If you want to get down travel and you want to take the truck off-road, using our springs is going to give you that best opportunity while still maintaining a great on-road presence. One thing that's important to note is there's somewhat of a balancing act. When you want to get a soft ride, you can get a lot of comfort, but the handling kind of goes out the window. When you want to get a lot of handling, you've got to tighten up the ride, but then the comfort may go out the window. With our JWO springs, we're able to combine the best of both worlds, having a tight yet comfortable ride and providing several benefits over the factory springs. If you're looking to lift your G Wagon, we encourage you to check out some more of our videos, go on our website and read more about our lift kits, or reach out to us directly. Every G Wagon, while maybe made similar, is not going to be used for the same purpose. And whether you're looking for a pavement princess and you never want to leave the driveway, or if you want to live off the grid and never come home, we really don't care. That's your business, not ours. All we're here to do is help you get to where you're trying to go. I'm Jack with Jack Wagon Overlanding, and I sure appreciate you watching. Thank you.